Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to give you a little rundown on what has been going on with Kristy since her recent divorce or pending divorce from Desmond Scott. And so many people have been talking about it and speculating about what really went down. But of course, I'm going to get straight to the tea. So, if you are ready for that, make sure that you hit the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure that you also follow me on TikTok as that starts to roll out. I'm going to have a lot more updates over there as well. But yeah, let's get into this reading. So, there's something that Kristy already knew. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what that is, but she realized that now was not the time for her to allow and I'm sorry to like dictate her happiness in a relationship. I think like something about the love that she had for Desmond was so scary for her that um okay, it's more so about the fact that she would have been afraid to have a relationship with Desmond that would require her to compromise who she really is. So it seems as though the way that this relationship went, there was some level of infidelity, or lack of trust at some point. I'm not seeing or picking up on like how often specifically or whatever the case, if this is like one and done type of thing, or if this was like something that had already occurred before. It does feel like it had occurred before. I don't know how reoccurring it was though. Okay, she realized that she mattered, and I think that that's something that scared Desmond at one point, as he realized that their relationship actually mattered more than his desire for other things. It does feel like there was some infidelity on his part. Now, I'm seeing that for her, something about this breakup being the stepping stone for her to kind of like manifest everything is very significant. And I think, she may not fully grasp that concept right now. It's like she knows it, but it's like her body hasn't adjusted to it. It's like she could have been in shock for a period of time because she wanted this dream that she's currently living to be something that she spends with the person that she was married to. Okay, so for that to be the opposite story, it's almost like this, a gut punch. And the gossip only hurts more. I feel like, this newfound celebrity that she has made it a little bit more overwhelming to deal with. So it seems like she's also asking people to give her time, okay, to adjust to this new feeling of her visibility heightens, but it's being heightened by, a negative event. So that's a lot. I think also there is something about the relationship prior to like the success that we see them having now. um at different points, either one of them has felt like the other person was choosing maybe their career over the relationship, or felt like they were small in relation to them in the relationship, if that makes sense. So sometimes, like, and this kind of seems like this is like a collective theme that's happening, especially in the celebrity sphere, where there are a lot of breakups happening right now on this timeline. And it has to do with, there are some undertones of as to why that's happening, but it has also more to do about a specific party like having their, I don't know what it's called. It's like it almost feels like karmic justice or something. Like maybe there was um a delayed reaction or a delayed appearance, something about like there being a delay. Maybe also, sometimes there can be situations where in a relationship, one person doesn't expect the other person to actually take off. So the way that they adjust is like creating problems where there aren't any, or withholding themselves from their partner as a form of punishment. There could be something like that, okay? I think she knew something was wrong when he stopped. Not it's not so much about like him not desiring Kristy, because I think he's like, there is something about Kristy that can do no wrong when it comes to Desmond, but there is something about like him feeling less than, or feeling as though she could do better over time, or like he felt like doing this was a way to see how much he loved her, or to see how much she loved him, which is a crazy, crazy thought. But I do see that being plausible. So this man cheated with the intention of understanding that if he got caught, this would be the test of like how much she loved him. When that's not the measure, that's not really, that shouldn't even be a thought pattern, but that's what it was. So when she stopped getting that attention, or when it seemed like he was withholding himself, that's when she knew something was wrong. But I'm saying she's already known from some type of previous experience that they've had in their relationship. Something has already happened to make it like a thing, and this was just like the last. Absolutely not. Like, okay. And we're also seeing this theme of like women gaining a certain level of success um during the time that they're in these very specific relationships, and those relationships are helping them elevate into new opportunities, new financial um, rewards, just a lot of different things. So we're seeing that as a theme, which I think is significant. I'm wondering how much of this is going to keep coming up, but that's kind of like the thing. I'm seeing just overall her trying to adjust, and she's doing a good job of that. I think I'm picking up on her kind of like realizing that there are ebbs and flows in this process. This new cycle requires her to kind of like roll with the punches. There are things she can't control. And I think the biggest lesson for her is understanding when things have to end and being mature to walk away from a situation. Like um that is really tough. That was the toughest thing, and that's why I said like in the beginning of the reading about her being afraid of loving Desmond so much so to the point that she would compromise going against herself. Like something about that was like the biggest factor, and it has something to do with her children and just how she looks at herself as a woman. Okay. And even having examples of other people in her life who remain in relationships that are unhappy ultimately for them. Like that's something that also has influenced how this has come about. So the realty, I think, is the fact that Desmond tried to end things and it backfired, and then it ended up being a situation where she took the reins and divorced him. Okay, so that's kind of like ultimately the thing. But I don't think it wasn't like he had the gumption to really be like, hey, um, I'm gonna do this thing. I mean, he may have said that, but it was the way it was done was still very like premature, premeditated. Something about it was just like he didn't go about it in the right way. Because I think there was something about him even mentioning in that apology letter to like the public. It wasn't really to Kristy. It was like to us, talking about like he needed or respect the privacy of their family, and um, they've already discussed the relationship, and he asked Kristy for something. I don't know what actually. I need to go back to that little letter. Somebody in the comments remind me, what exactly did he say in the letter? Was it like, I asked her for time, or I asked her for, us to evaluate our relationship? I don't know what other bullshit that he said, but whatever it was, that's not exactly the case. And it wouldn't do Kristy any justice for her to kind of go back and forth out in the open to the public about what he actually said. But we know how the game gets played when a relationship ends. Okay, so that is the reading for Kristy. She's doing fine. Okay, she's doing just fine. I mean, it's a lot. I'm not saying she's perfect and 100% happy, but she's happier, and she understands that she'll be happier in the long run. Okay, so I love you guys.